back again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe. It's nice to meet you or see you again. I used to make YouTube videos and now I'm back. So pretty cool. It is so pretty out right now, so I had to just come film outside because it's just pretty. I'm trying to get used to just like being a YouTuber again. Like I don't even know what's going on or what I'm doing. Sorry, I have to make sure my mic's working. Like I have a microphone now, okay? No, I'm totally kidding. But I am excited to be back and to be talking about something I love, which is books. I've recently discovered this new thing, especially like in motherhood, of reading, and I don't have a ton of time and I don't really want to scroll, honestly. I just want to like doom scroll on my phone. And so recently I've been picking up books and reading, and it has been just like the best thing ever. And just like being able to kind of transmit yourself into a story is so cool, and it's been really fun. Just reading all different adventures and stories and things of that nature. But today I'm here to just kind of share some of my favorite reads that I've read, period, but specifically this year and this summer. I have a long list of TBR reads, but the list will continue to grow. So it's not about the... what's the quote? It's not about the end, it's about the journey, something like that. Anyways, this summer has been so amazing and so fun, and it's kind of officially coming to an end. We are in the end of September now. Still like super warm outside, despite I know I'm wearing like a little sweater and I have a little t-shirt on underneath, but the mosquitoes are crazy. Okay, I always suit up when I'm outside. I'm going to share some of my favorite reads that I've ever read, but also happened to read them this summer. So if you're interested, just keep watching. The first book that I read this year was in August, literally this year. It was a book that was recommended by a couple of girls that I work with. They have a little book club, and so they recommended it last year, probably about this time too, because it's more of like a spooky kind of thriller. It is Never Lie by Frida McFadden, and it is so good. I listened to it through my audiobook, and it was great. I loved it. I loved the narration of it. I definitely wish I had like the hard copy, because I think it would have added to the thriller aspect. I think I gave this a 5-star read, and it was honestly one of the books that like catapulted me back into reading, because I just was like enthralled by the thriller aspect of it. It was so good. It follows this girl who is pregnant. She's with her future husband, or is she already? Are they already married? I think they're already married. Okay. She follows this girl. Sorry, I like read so many books. I'm like, what? It follows this girl who's pregnant with her husband. They end up going to like this cabin in the middle of nowhere to like scope it out, potentially buy it. And they end up realizing, you know, the person who owned it is someone that has been a therapist and has collected all these tapes and recorded all these sessions. And so they start kind of uncovering a lot of different things. So it just kind of unfolds throughout the book of the discoveries and the twists and turns and how it all interconnects into their lives. And a lot of like, just like thriller moments, spooky moments where you're just like, oh, whoa, didn't see that coming. So highly recommend. I definitely felt like it related to the plot of Verity by Colleen Hoover. I read that book and I loved it. It was such a good book. The only thing that I didn't like was the spicy level was like extreme. Like it was so extreme. This book, no spice. Same like plot, same kind of vibe, same thriller aspect, but no spice, and I loved that. So definitely recommend reading that book. 10 out of 10. The audiobook was super good, but 5 stars for sure. That first book, Never Lie, kind of catapulted me, and this one just like launched me into just like the book world. The next book that I read this year is Happy Place by Emily Henry, which is so funny because last year I picked up this book at my local library and I was gonna read it. I didn't even like get to the first page. I just like wasn't interested in reading particularly. I forgot to return the book and just like hadn't gone back until recently, and then I started going and looking around at different books and, you know, couldn't find anything. I was like, nothing was really getting my attention until I turned the corner. There's Happy Place staring right at me, waiting for it to be read finally. And so I read it and it was amazing. 5-star read for sure. It was so good. It just like had me up at night. I was literally up reading at night. It was that level of just like enthralling. Like I had to know like what happened, how it ended, like what was gonna, you know, just like I needed to know. I'm sure you guys have all read this book, so I feel like I don't even need to explain it. But for those of you who have not read it, it follows Harriet as she is venturing out with her college friends. They're all kind of adults in their adult life and adult world, and they realize that, you know, this place that they used to go to every summer, this lake house, it's like their happy place, right? And so the dad of one of the friends who owns the lake house is selling doing it. And so, you know, they have to make one last hurrah and go out to this lake house and celebrate with each other and just have fun. But little does she know, her ex, who was also in the friend group, he's there, and she was not expecting him to be there. And so nobody knows that they broke up, and they have to kind of like make it work, while inside they're like, they don't know what's going on with them, but everybody else thinks that they're still together, so they're kind of faking it. It is this whole thing, and it all just unfolds, and you really discover how they make it work. Do they make it work? It is amazing. I highly recommend it. It held me on the edge of my seat, and the spice level is very minimum, so I also very much appreciated that. The third book I read this year is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, and that book, I loved it so much. It was so cute. I listened to it on Audible and it was so good. I loved the narration of it. And I just loved the story just like intertwining. Essentially, it follows a woman who works at the aquarium. She recently has just lost her son and her husband. And so she's kind of just going through the motions until she forms this relationship with this octopus that's there, and they become friends. And so she kind of uncovers a lot of different things from this octopus. She realizes how smart this animal is, and she just kind of uncovers the mystery of what happened to her son and all the different things that lie within her world. So it's really a very sweet read. It also follows another storyline of this young man who's coming of age. He doesn't really know what to do with his life, and so he's trying to figure out, you know, what he wants to do, where he's supposed to go, who he's supposed to be. And so it follows his life, and they all end up intertwining, and it is super sweet. It did not disappoint. Amazing. 5 stars. My fourth book that I read this year, I just was like itching for another Emily Henry book. So I picked up Beach Read, and it did not disappoint. It was so good. I love Emily Henry's writing in general. This is one of those books that's like everybody has read it. It's really cute. Another book where I was kind of kept up at night, like reading to see like what was going to happen. I would say 4.75 is kind of where I lie with this one. Not my favorite Emily Henry book. I personally feel like I hit the jackpot with Happy Place, and now every other book so far that I've read, I've only read those 2 books by her, is kind of just like underneath that one. That one just like, it was so good. Yes, I definitely enjoyed it. Could do without the spice. You know me. Everything else was really great. Her writing is so good. Chef's kiss. The last book that I read this summer was, what was it? The last book that I read this summer was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and that book, so cute. I think I rated it 4 stars. It is so cute. The only reason I didn't give it 5 was because I felt like I was really kind of dragging through the beginning, almost like you're going up like a roller coaster. It's just like you're waiting, like, keep reading, and then finally you like take off. But I read it a lot when we were in Disney World, so I was kind of like just reliving, you know, my last summer read for this year. It essentially follows this girl. Her name is Emma. She is just a girl. She is a traveling nurse with one of her best friends, Maddie. The book opens with this Reddit post of this guy who goes viral. Every person he dates, once they break up, they find their soulmate, and he's left like in the dust. And it's happened like consecutively 3 or 4 times. Every person he dates, they break up and they find their soulmate. They get married with someone, and he's just there. And so Emma reaches out and she's like, hey, I saw your post. Like, this exact thing happens to me. Like, what if we date each other, break up, and then we'll find our soulmates? Like, you know, we'll break the little curse that's going on between us. Essentially, that's what they do. They make this pact that just for the summer, they're going to date. It's super cute. It's an easy read. It's so just like sweet. It definitely has a little bit of some hard things in there, and I think it gives that disclaimer in the beginning of the book, but it's a really good read. It definitely hits on some parts of his family, you know, his family struggling and how they navigate that in relationship, because he's having to take over his family, and then her family, her mom, and just like the different things that happened to her as a kid. And so it kind of touches on these difficult subjects. So the last, I would say, like 10 chapters is really what like made it a 4-star, because I was at 3 for a while. I was like, okay, like, come on. But the last like 10 chapters, it was so good, and it finally just like knocked my socks off. Those are all of my summer reads. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely been enjoying reading, and I hope that this inspires you guys to want to read. I feel like it's so fun to like pick up a book and just go on an adventure, you know? Definitely enjoyed that just in motherhood, you know, the times that I get to like, I don't get a ton of time, let's be real. The times that I do get, I'm like, let me just read a book and like go on a little adventure for a little bit, and I've loved it. So I'm excited to kind of continue to read and to share my recommendations, or for you guys to share recommendations with me. But yeah, definitely come along for the ride. I have some exciting reads that I am ready to do, especially for the fall time. But before the fall, I had to finish, you know, my summer reads. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be doing some more videos like this in the future, so yeah, be on the lookout for those. But I'm going to head inside because these mosquitoes are getting a little crazy. Okay, bye guys.